Alright, welcome back everybody. As I said, I'd be back with more, and I certainly have that. And I just wanted to actually follow back up on the breaking news video that I did earlier this morning. Um, just wanted to offer some thoughts because, of course, when you get these things as breaking news, you're reacting to stuff just as it happens. And for me personally, I don't really have any sort of attachment to this. I mean, the one thing to it, especially as a Broncos fan, we won't see him anymore, especially this season. When we go to Vegas, I think within the next couple of weeks, I gotta look at the schedule again, but that's just one less person that we've got to worry about. This is something that the rest of the league has to deal with. We've already beaten the Jets. Also, I just, actually, 2 weeks in a row, Jets and then the Raiders, I actually love how that worked out. But anyway, that's aside from the point. Honestly, this actually could be very, very helpful for the Jets. But does it actually equate, anything of a Super Bowl threat or contender or anything like that? That, I think, remains to be seen. But is it enough to overcome what's become quite the dumpster fire up in the Meadowlands? I would think there's a very good chance that it does. Just want to make sure that I'm perfectly clear about that. Again, there is that history. Of course, the flip side is you could say there's already film on that, but it's outdated film. It was when both were members of the Green Bay Packers. Now both are members of the New York Jets, and it's going to make things different as far as how that opens things up for guys like an Alan Lazard, a Garrett Wilson, running backs, Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, and I'm not really sure who their tight ends are, but I would like to think that those guys would actually have very ample opportunity to make some kind of an impact that, just in all honesty, they have not been making to this point. I mean, that's simply the reality. They're 2-4 right now as we speak. And for me personally, I would like to think if I'm a Jets fan, we do what we can to get Devontae acclimated and going, because now they got the Pittsburgh Steelers to deal with. I'm not sure if that's going to work out in time. I don't know how the physicals work. The good thing about this is that this is being done early in the week, so kind of helps the process move along, but we'll see what happens there. I just wanted to get some clearer thoughts on that because, it was just, again, reacting to it in live time, it's just a little bit wild. But we'll go ahead and move along here, and got some unfortunate news, at least for Sixers fans, staying along the Upper East Coast and all. Paul George actually hyperextended his knee in I believe it was last night's game, preseason game. I wasn't even paying attention to the opponent. But either way, this is important to talk about because you didn't want to see this if you're a Sixers fan, again. Reason being is because obviously there's been quite a bit of history as far as health issues with Paul George. And a hyperextended knee ain't no joke. I mean, I'm going to say this point blank, because I've had occasions where I've come incredibly close to hyperextending my own knee. And believe me, it's nothing pleasant to deal with. I have to brace my knee, which I'm getting ready to do as I get ready for work here. It's just nothing you actually want to deal with as a thing. Of course, he's an athlete, and they've got really good medical staff that is available to them. So hopefully, for their sake, it's not too much of a thing. And again, if you're a Sixers fan, hopefully he's not out for an extensive amount of time. I mean, you're going to ride the wave as much as you can with Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. I believe they still have Kelly Oubre there, which I feel like that's a very good pickup for them going into last season. He's going to still continue to pay dividends for them, and when Paul George is back, that's just that much firepower that they'll have coming off the bench. So, bad news in the meantime, but I think in the long term, especially as long as Paul George and Joel Embiid collectively and individually can stay healthy throughout the entirety of the season, you're looking at a significant threat in the league right now. But moving right along, we're going to talk about some really awkward shit. I honestly probably should have gathered my thoughts a little bit better as I was starting to do this in preparation, but it is what it is. I'm going to just roll with it. I haven't seen nor heard anything particularly official, but it appears Molly Karam may very well have been removed from First Take, ESPN's First Take, and probably will be parting ways with ESPN in particular. I don't know this for sure. I'm not really here to speculate on that or break any kind of news because I don't know shit about this. I just noticed this because, again, I have been known to watch a heavy amount of First Take. I have it on right now. Of course, it's muted, and they have a different moderator, a different host on right now. I'm trying to remember her name. It's something Shay or Shay something. I should have paid more attention to that, but she's been on the last couple of episodes, including today. Honestly, Molly hasn't been around for the last week or so from what I've noticed, and I'm of the mindset that it has a lot to do with a lot of things that were said pertaining to Caitlin Clark, and there have been a lot of issues where that's pertained recently. I mean, it's just, or I shouldn't say pertained, but where that's been, I guess, involved, whatever, I don't know. It's kind of crazy thinking about it like this, but just the fact that this may actually be a thing is actually pretty alarming, and I say that for the fact that you just had Cheryl Swoops removed from the panel she was with. I gotta really do my research, I know, but, you know, she's no longer where she's at. I believe that was with NBC Sports, if I recall correctly. I'm not sure, but I mean, if it wasn't NBC Sports, it was NBA TV, as of course WNBA coverage happens there quite a bit. Either way, just I gotta say I'm a bit concerned seeing this as a thing. Not even so much that it's like being fired over things that were said, and I really I mean, I admit I don't know much about what was said. I just know that it was pretty toxic from the way things seem to be. I don't really understand why it's gotten to the level that it has. All I'm saying is that I'm just reacting specifically, and I'll probably do a follow-up on this later as well, but just reacting specifically to this as I'm seeing it right now. It's just really, really, really strange, just given the fact that, you know, watching a couple of the episodes, or at least the bits and pieces of it that I did last week, they actually had Stephen A. hosting. I think it was Friday's episode, and I believe it was, I'm trying to think of the name. She's usually, Mina Kimes from NFL Live specifically was on there, and she made the comment of "I miss Molly." We're not even sure what's going to be happening with that. Again, nothing official has been made known. I'm just reacting to this just based on everything that I know of the situation. And again, it's just really strange that this is the case, given that there just seems to be a pattern of this where Caitlin Clark is involved. I don't know why it comes down to that, but I'm just saying that if it really does break and it is made official that Molly Karam has parted ways with ESPN, and that has anything to do with it, which I'm thinking there's a very good chance that it is, we may have a really huge problem here. And that's really all I know to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, leaving it at that, y'all know what it is. Let me know what y'all think down below. Like, share, subscribe. I mean, yeah, I know I need to do more research, and I'll again look to have a follow-up on this, but I just had to get in a reaction on this, because it's just really wild to see. Just haven't been a follower, a long-time follower of the show. It's hard to know what to say about it, but either way, I'm out for now.